Hi, third grade. I am in your reading language arts packet. I'm on page 123. Now, the camera here is moving around because I'm holding it. The reason being I have a dictionary on my lap that doesn't fit in my recording box. So this might be a little bit goofy, but I'm going to do the best I can and try to hold my phone still while I record. So we are talking about dictionary entries. So you were all given a dictionary this last fall and from the Rotary Club, and I'm using a similar dictionary that's older to look up these words and look at things like parts of speech and the endings that you can add to words and how many meanings we might find. So the best way to do that really is to have you see the words in the dictionary, and then I would say get out your dictionary and take a look through it and check out some words of your own and see if you can find the things that we're going to look for here today. So the first word they want us to look up is the word jewel. So of course, in my dictionary, I'm going to the J section. Now we've talked a little bit about guide words and how to find a word quickly. This word, Jeopardy, happens to be the first word on this page, and jib is the last word. And I know that jewel, J-E-W, would come after Jeopardy, but before jib in ABC order, which we have worked on. So I know I'm going to find jewel on this page. So then I just have to scan and find J-E-W, and here it is. So here's the word jewel. They show you how to say the word jewel. Then they're going to give you meanings for it. 1, it's a precious stone. 2, a valuable ornament. 3, to set or decorate. And then at the end they say 1 and 2, definitions 1 and 2 are nouns, and 3 is a verb. Okay, now nouns and verbs are what we call parts of speech. So what I'm seeing here is that jewel can be a noun, it can be a thing, but it can also be an action. To set or decorate with jewels. I'm going to jewel this would be an action, which I don't think is very common. But when we go up here then for parts of speech, we're actually going to write noun, and I'm doing this through the camera, and this is kind of crazy, noun, comma, and verb. So jewel can be a noun and a verb. Now, I'm going to go back down and look at this and see if they give us any endings that we could add. I do see that they show jewel with an S, so you could have jewels. Again, I apologize for having to move like this. And I'm assuming that my hand is now in the way. But I'll say jewels would be 1. Now, they actually show jeweler and jewelry as separate entries, different words, but they are forms of the base word jewel. I'm not going to write those, but I am going to go up here and write the number of meanings, which is 3. They showed us 3 definitions for the word jewel. So, jewel, noun and verb, jewels, 3 meanings. I'm going to go on. I did look up rickety before I started the video to save us a little time, so I kind of had that holding its place. Again, I'm going to use my guide words. It should come before rifle and after rhythm. There is rickety. It's one of our vocabulary words. Rickety tells you how to say it. Meaning 1, it means weak. Number 2, feeble. And both of those definitions are adjectives. So, going up here then. Rickety is an adjective. It's a describing word. Ugh. And sorry, I'm going ugh because I can't see through my phone. I'm looking around the side of it. So rickety is an adjective, and they didn't show any other endings, and there were 2 meanings, so that one's a little shorter for you. But you get all of that from the dictionary entry when you look it up. All right, then I'm going backwards to blast, and I did have that one marked. That's the last one I had marked, so next we're going to have to find it. Blast happens to be one of the guide words because it's the first word on the page. I see 1 meaning, 2 meanings, 3, 4, oh my gosh, 5 meanings. 5 meanings. I'm going to go write that right now. Mrs. Adams just dropped the whole dictionary. You guys wanted to be entertained, right? The dictionary went falling onto the floor. And now I gotta find it again. So I'll give you a second to catch up if you are behind. I always have to make you laugh. It wouldn't be right if I wasn't dropping things, right? Like normal. Here we go. So let's see. Blast. All right, back to the word. We'll try hard not to drop it this time. So there were 5 meanings. Now, it looks like it can be a noun and it can be a verb. I see blasts. Now, I know that you can also say blasted and blasting, although they aren't using those. I'm going to add those in there. So blast can be, what did we say? A noun and a verb. Noun, comma, verb. We can have blasts. We can have blasted. We can have blasting. So you can add those endings. And then, of course, we said there were 5 different definitions or meanings that were listed there. We are not going to take the time today to read all of those and think about what they mean. That's not the point here. But these are some things that you can get when you look up a word in the dictionary. You can check and make sure you've got it spelled correctly. Parts of speech, different forms of the word, and how many meanings. All right, the word sharp. Bear with me. I'm going to hold that steady there while I am, with the other hand, trying to find the word sharp in the dictionary. We need to play the dictionary game when we get back together and practice looking up these words and getting fast at doing so. Although a lot of people probably use an online dictionary, so they don't have to turn pages anymore to find it. All right, I think I'm on the page. And here is the word sharp. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, it goes on to the next page. You guys, there are 15 meanings. So I'm going to write 15. Whoops, I'm going to write 15 right there. Now, parts of speech. Adjective, which is a describing word, describes a noun. Adverb describes the verb. And nouns. 3 different parts there. So let's slide up here. Adjective, adjective. Adverb, and did they say noun? Yes, and noun. 3 parts of speech, the types of words. And then I don't think they showed any other. While I'm holding that for you, I'm kind of looking to see if they gave us any other word meaning. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Sharpen is its own entry, so I think we'll just leave that. I've heard the word sharps when they're talking about like needles. They call them sharps, but I think we'll leave that as of this today. And then we're going to look up one more word, and then we're not going to do the bottom. Well, you can do it on your own if you want to, but we'll give you a little break. Usually somewhere in the week we take a little break from something. Oh, I went too far. All right, blur, 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 blur. Oh. Okay, down here. Now the word blurry is one of our vocabulary words, but the word above it is the word blur. It has 3 definitions, and they do give us some different word endings there. And it looks like verb and noun. So I'm going to scoot up here and write verb and noun. I think I just said there were 3 definitions. Now, we can get some other forms. Blurs, blurred, blurring. So you can add the S. You can have it blurred, like my vision blurred, and then blurring. So you take that base word, and notice we doubled the R on 2 of those. We do that sometimes before we add ing and ed endings. Blurred. I think that's so that it remains the instead of blured and bluring. I know that sounds odd, but I think that double R just kind of makes that stay . We have a different kind of language, don't we? So you should be finishing that up. It does say write one with sentence of your own that can be an example for each meaning. If you are dying to do this, be my guest. If you are not, it's okay to do what I just did. That's fine. Now, as we go through finishing this up this week, I believe that you should be able to figure out. I'm going to set this down and put my phone up in its spot. It sits up in my crate. So I'm on 124 now, and I think you should be able to read the information here and do the review about common nouns. And remember, proper nouns. Proper nouns are the ones that have to be capitalized, the names of things. So read through this and see if you can figure out what to do here. Follow the directions and have a grown-up help you if you are not sure what you should do. But we have done common and proper nouns before, so this is a practice review. Then comes our spelling practice for the day on 125. You are reading a letter from someone named Gina to Uncle Tony. Please find the 10 misspelled words. If you're really super struggling, ask someone at home, but I think you will be able to do that. I wanted to look at the very last page with you. This is 126. And this I debated whether or not we would do, but I think I'll talk about it with you. If you want to write it, you can. If you just want to watch me, I'll give you a pass on this one, okay? So I'm going to just write watch me, and you can just sit back and hopefully listen to what I'm saying here. So it says, adding a noun that tells more about another noun can make a sentence clearer. Put the added noun and any words that go with it right after the noun they tell about. Use a comma before and after the words you add. I tend to think of this as a little bit of extra information that you could take out of the sentence. The sentence could survive without it. So if you put it in, it's extra. You set it between two commas. So you could just say, Essie wants breakfast. There is nothing wrong with that. But if I wanted you to know who Essie was, I might say, Essie, my best friend, wants breakfast. And this little extra phrase tells you who Essie is to me. And we have to kind of pause before and after we say it. So listen to my voice as I just take a little break. Essie, my best friend, wants breakfast. I paused after Essie and after best friend. And it just kind of gives a little break. And that comma tells you to take that break. So they want us to write added words for the underlined sentence. All right. Let's just kind of watch me do this. We're going to put some commas in. Jen likes to tell a story about a family that gets a new TV set. Raul finds a new channel. Well, what you'd probably do if you wanted to know who Raul was is you'd do this. Raul, the son, comma, likes many different shows. And that's all I would do for that one. Some of his favorite shows tell great stories, such as movies. We're going to insert movies, and I would put it after favorite shows. So I would do it like this. Some of his favorite shows, comma, such as movies, comma, tell great stories. And that's all I'm going to do there. They think the best football game is in January, the Super Bowl. So the best game in football is the Super Bowl. So they think the best football, oops, that should have been one word, I'm sorry. They think the best football game, the Super Bowl, comma, is in January. Now, to save time, I am not going to write out the last one. You can look at that. You can decide where you'd stick another big holiday. I'd probably put it after Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, comma, another big holiday, comma, you'll also see them gathered around the TV set. This is just to get you thinking a little bit. This is not something we do a lot in third grade, but it's showing you another reason that we might use commas. We might add extra information that we could completely take out of those sentences. And because it's added in there, we set it off with commas, and that's the best, this most simple way that I can think of to describe that to you. So you don't have to write this, so no sweat. You can if you want to. You can even try it in cursive if you want to. And then just this whole packet is complete now, so I would just place this in your envelope and bring it back when you come back on December 14th. Hopefully we'll see you then. So this completes the packet. We're also going to do today a kind of a test review video, where I'm just going to review a couple things with you and tell you what I would look at and study. So this is the bulk of your work today.